Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So the past few videos you've been watching Marzz and I go around the Los Angeles area as we're back in Cali for a few days, but the real reason we were back is to meet up with some friends and perform a 20-year cruise reunion. So 20 years ago, a large group of us, this is only a fraction of it, but a large group of us got together and hit up a Carnival cruise. We had a fantastic time. So we were recently talking and thought, hey, that might be a good idea to do it again. So this was 20 years in the making, but that was really just a good reason for us to get it together. We ended up booking through Carnival again. What you're about to see is day one. So this is our embarkation day, getting through security, getting on the ship, looking at our room, that kind of stuff, and then we go to a fantastic dinner. So hope you enjoy this video and more to come as we start our Carnival cruise. Cream sausage breakfast sandwich from Jack in the Box, and coffee and hash browns.
Here's the Carnival Firenze.
Yeah.
Going on the cruise. Look at her right next to the Queen Mary.
Alright, we're heading up to the cruise terminal. We're taking Lyft to get there. It was quite a line to get in, and then once we got in, we dropped our bags off and headed towards the terminal. Luckily, there was a lot of signage telling us where to go. Keep in mind, though, the security checks are a hassle. It's worse than TSA. You get asked for your boarding pass or your passport or your ID or whatever at least 3 or 4, 5, 6 times during the entire process. But we made it through and we're going into the ship. So we're in station B4 for the muster, and it happens to be the casino. It's like they knew we were coming. Alright, we just got off the Wonkavator on deck 10. We're going to Lido to meet up with the rest of our group. Here's some of the towel art, that's cool, for the 250th, and here we are on the Lido deck. We got a small pool up here and a fountain, decent seating. Looks like a cafe, a Java Blue cafe, burger joint in the back, Rocco's. Looks like a lot going on, so we're gonna explore. We headed down to deck 5 to the La Strada Grill. Thanks to our friend Val, she knew this was open and a lot less crowded. In fact, no one was here, it's just us. So we got a nice plate of barbecue food and some waters and headed back up to Lido to enjoy until our room was ready. Alright, 8320. Here we go. Alright, here's our room. We got a little couch, table, vanity, desk thing, some shelves, bed and balcony, which we're excited about the balcony. Restroom, shower, toilet, sink. There is a step here, so just watch that. It's probably a decent 6-7 inches right here. So basic but good. Some hooks by the door. And there's a closet here. It's actually a full-size, like, armoire, wardrobe, whatever that is. And then another cabinet here. Shelves and a safe. Some life vests. Small fridge. Yeah, that's actually nice. I can open it. Good lord. And it is cool already, you don't have to turn it on. We got some USBs and a 220. Regular outlets. The 230. Ooh, we could have brought our plug from Iceland. And looks like a little nightstand with a cabinet. Television. Another nightstand and cabinet. And then door. And balcony. So we're it's pretty cool. Couple of chairs, which we intend to have our coffee out here. So not too bad. Pretty excited about this. Never had a balcony room, so that's pretty cool. So there is a step going out, just so you know. But it's very cool. My friends gave us this, so it's very nice. I like it. And we got this little mat here I didn't point out. What's this really supposed to be for?
So when you put your luggage on the bed, you don't dirty the bed.
Oh. Sure. But anyways, I think our room's pretty nice, and the balcony is very nice. And we got some snacks that we brought, and a few other things. So we got American Pringles and some jerky that you guys saw in our other video when we went to Buc-ee's. Anyways, we're gonna get settled into this room, but this is a great start. I'm happy about this room. It looks really good. After we got settled into our rooms, we headed to deck 5 at the Frizzanti bar, where we hung out while they finished up the muster drills with the remaining guests. Luckily, the bar was open. It did close for an announcement period, but otherwise we were able to order drinks. I got a Buffalo Trace and Coke. No taxes on these, although when we were in port, you still got taxed. For dinner, we went to Bonsai Teppanyaki. This was quite the treat. Now, this is a pay-to-eat restaurant. It is not included in your cruise package, so this is an additional cost. But it was our friend's wedding anniversary, and to celebrate, they wanted to go here. They also treated, which again, thanks guys, we appreciate that very much. This was an amazing dinner. It's hibachi-style. They cook it in front of you. It's very entertaining. There's lots of jokes. You see me laughing here as I'm filming. But here's a little sample of how some of it went.
People. Okay, hey, oh, 1, 2, 3, go, celebrate the time. Come on. Gasolina. Coming back, gasolina.
So that gives you a really good idea of what to expect. It was a lot of fun. Edgar was really, really great. He was good at kind of reading the table, knowing which songs we were into and which we weren't, and then changing accordingly. Honestly, I was impressed just how all out they go, all while cooking, of course. Sometimes you forget he's cooking your meal for you. And, they got everyone's order. He's got his list and everything, and I don't know. It's just pretty spectacular. I know they have these elsewhere. It's not cruise exclusive or anything like that, but I do think it was well worth the money. The food was really good, but I think, of course, the whole point is the entertainment, right? And the entertainment value here was amazing. I can't recall exactly how long the whole dinner was. I want to say it was probably close to an hour and a half, give or take. While he was cooking, by the way, and telling jokes and singing songs and all the things he was doing, the waitresses were coming around, refilling drinks, and, if you needed extra sauce or anything like that, they had you covered too. So I do think overall, this was a very good value. Now, I understand for a lot of cruisers, their kind of perspective is, hey, I already paid for basically everything. And there's truth to that. You could definitely make a very good argument that you don't need to participate in these. But if you're up for it, if you want, a little more entertainment with your meal other than, they did do a little bit of, I guess, singing in the main dining rooms, but nothing like this. Not only that, and maybe it's because we had a large group. We took up the entire table. There was no outsiders at our table, which was fantastic for us. But I do acknowledge that probably makes a difference. But with this, we got the full attention of Edgar, and that was spectacular. So again, it wasn't just that there was entertainment happening, but it was catered to us. He was talking to us and making jokes while he did all of this stuff. So I thought it was really great. Now, just so you're aware, obviously I made some edits. Edgar never cursed, not once. So it is completely family friendly. However, that doesn't mean folks at the table won't say what they want. And it wasn't just us, by the way. There's 3 other tables in here that we could see. I don't know if the dining room goes around any further. But again, it's live karaoke, right? So I'm throwing that out there just so you're aware. The staff, the everybody, they were all very professional and they were great. There was one part where Edgar was throwing bits of the rice or chicken or whatever it was 4 people to catch. So I've edited that down so you can kind of see. What he asked though is once you caught it, that you did the whoop, there it is. And so we did it after each person, but again, for time's sake, I've edited this down for you. Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
And then for dessert, they gave us a green tea matcha cake and a little chocolate treat. But this was a fantastic experience. That's our view from the balcony. So nice and calm out. See the sun is setting over there. Very cool. All right, so that was day 1 of our cruise. Just thought we'd recap here though. Mr. Orson's gonna help us out. So I mean, I mentioned in the video the check-in process wasn't the most fun thing. I think that the takeaway is have your boarding passes ready, have your passports ready, but also be ready to put them in a bin, go through metal detectors and things like that. So,
and not just once, like multiple times. It
Yeah.
was more stressful than TSA in New York City.
yeah, I said the same in the video. So it really wasn't a pleasant experience.
No, they kept yelling at me, so sometimes I have to use a cane, and I was holding the bags and the cane, and they were like, "You need to hold your own, take it." I kind of can't do that. So
Oh,
he
yeah.
was holding my information, and then they were yelling at me constantly.
Yeah, there was one point where it was very clear. If she let go, she might fall down. Like, it was the stupidest thing. But anyway, not a lot of critical thinking applied there. But we loved our room. So our first thought, once our room was ready, which there was a delay, and I mentioned that in the video, we were just kind of hanging out, by the way. So our drink package was active as soon as we stepped on the ship. The only difference was, because we were still in port, we did see taxes on the bill. So even though our drink package includes free drinks, essentially, right? You prepay. We saw like a, I don't know, dollar charge or whatever it was. But once we got into the room, I was pleasantly surprised with it. I liked
It was big.
yeah, I liked the size. I liked the balcony.
I like all the storage because we were able to like unpack and put everything away and not have any tripping hazards.
That's true. There was, I think, at least 4 drawers in the closet area. Plus, we had those shelves and quite a bit of desk space, and we used all that. And there was under the bed space
And in
too.
the bathroom, we had those little caddy shelves too.
Right.
It was perfect.
And that was on both sides of the mirror. So for us, you know, it was his and hers kind of thing. So it was nice to have. And then the balcony, not huge, but again, just enough that we needed to sit out there comfortably, 2 of us, as well as we stood out there a lot and just kind of looked over the side.
Yeah, and then I liked that the bed was up against the window too, so like I could just sit in bed, have my coffee, and look out the big window.
Yeah, and then dinner was great. Thanks again to our friends for treating us for their own anniversary. But it was a fantastic experience. You guys saw basically he's telling lots of jokes during the whole thing while he's cooking your meal, keeping you entertained. The other staff was refilling drinks, bringing you anything you needed extra, you know, sauces or napkins or whatever. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, that was the best like dinner experience we've had so far on that type of cruise ship.
Yeah, and I think I made a note too. I know you can do those off the cruise ship, but I liked it here. I thought it was really good. And
I like that it was very quaint, like it was just our group. So that was nice.
True, and I made a note of that as well. So there was 9 of us, and we took up the whole table, so there was no like outsiders, if you will. And I'm sure that made a difference, but I don't think it would be a problem. Like if it was just Marzz and I and we did that, I don't think it would have been a problem. I think the guys, you know, the chefs are trained to kind of just feel the table in general and kind of focus on each one, but for us that did make a difference.
Yeah, because like we had adults and their children from different stages, and they were able to like joke with them and do some modern jokes and then kind of joke with the older crowd. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah, I think it was great. I didn't put it in there, but there was one song that came on. It was either NSYNC or Backstreet. And the kids knew it right away for whatever reason. They jumped right in. Like the guy said like maybe the first like 2 words, and they knew what it was, and they were all over it. They jumped in immediately. It was pretty funny. I remember that was like a good moment.
And it wasn't too loud too, because sometimes when we go to these kinds of experiences, it's too loud for me, and this was nice.
Yeah. Oh, I'll make a note of it too. I didn't mention. So our friend did try to book this in advance, and it just wasn't letting him. And I do think it was the group size. So once we were able to get to our rooms and everything, we got settled in. We met up at the Frizzante bar, which I showed you guys, and then we went over to the kiosk at the sushi place and asked if we could make a reservation at Teppanyaki, and they accommodated us. So we did it all in person. We did it the very first day of the cruise. I do think there was maybe a second option, but once they said, hey, do you guys want to go tonight? Our friend was all over it, so that's what we did. So that's how we got that. Just for a tip, in case you guys are looking to book a large group. I'm not saying you can't do it in advance. I think maybe do it as soon as possible. If I recall, he looked into it a couple of months in advance, and by then maybe it wasn't available. I don't know, but I do know that we booked it very first day and we were able to get in.
That Frizzante that had really good Aperol Spritz menus. If you like those, they had quite a bit of options and a lot of like bubbly champagne things. But then next door to that was the Bubbles bar, which was all champagne.
Yeah, and I think I made a note of that. That was a really good bar. They poured really well. They were pretty quick on it. It wasn't busy though, so I mean, I guess the service should be quick. It was a good bar, although ironically, we did not go back there.
There's a lot of exploring on this trip. It's big.
Yeah, there was a lot to do. But that pretty much did it for day one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just kind of seeing what we did, mainly the dinner thing, and I think that was definitely the highlight of day one for sure. So highly recommend it. Stay tuned for day 2 coming at you next. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time. Bye bye.